devices. So Wacom has pioneered the development of intuitive devices back in the early years of computing, driven by a vision to create harmony between the user and the technology. And our tablet has been industrial standards for creative enthusiasts and professionals for decades. So before I start the presentation, I would like to ask you how many of you know our products. Just raise your hand. Oh, that's great. Okay, thanks. Shift from keyboard and mouse to finger and pen. So everybody knows that computing is changing nowadays and goes from the old-fashioned keyboard and mouse devices to a new intuitive pen inputs, and that goes to the mobile area too. So Wacom is actually observing a shift from more old devices like keyboard and mouse to more intuitive devices like pen and multi-touch, and that actually goes. The shift is from graphical user interface to a natural user interface. So actually our company wants to make an active part also into this shift. Our vision of today is to extend the usage of the pressure-sensitive tablets and multi-touch tablets beyond the creative professionals and bring it to the users. And we want to do this with this tablet called Bamboo. But what is actually the greatest piece of hardware without applications? It's just a half-baked story. So we as a consumer electronic hardware manufacturers actually consider ourselves as a platform for developers. So we know that the developers like very much to help with physical objects and play with applications and provide them to the users. That's why we created the software platform for pen applications. And with our Bamboo tablet and our platform called Bamboo Dock, we actually drive creative users to use our tablets in the best possible way. And this is our platform. It's called Bamboo Dock, and it's shipped with any single Bamboo tablet worldwide. It is a small desktop application which sits on the user's desktop and provide access to a number of applications, starting from applications for writing and drawing to pen gaming, social networking, and goes to visual music. I want to say a few words about the platform. As I mentioned, it's a desktop application, and it's a cross-platform application. It actually runs and installs same on Mac OS and Windows, and provide a bridge to the Bamboo applications, to the hardware and driver of the Bamboo tablet. So actually over the applications, the developers and users can leverage features of the tablet like pressure sensitivity, multi-touch, express keys available on the tablet. And there are also a lot of other features on the platform like localization, country detection, smart algorithms for smoothing and so on. So the last months were really turbulent for us, and we increased a lot of growth on our platform. Actually, starting from, I just want to show you some numbers to give you an impression. Actually, starting from January this year, we bundled the software platform to any single Bamboo device which we sell outside. And we hope that by the end of the next year, the platform will really increase. So we have right now over 1 million user installation outside. And the platform is really used, so you can see some interesting numbers like 350,000 active users per month. So we're just detecting active users. And this is pretty awesome because the user really used the applications outside. And as you see, for 30 days, they actually opens the Bamboo Dock on the platform and use applications for 22 times, which is really amazing. So you can compare this to amazing platforms like Facebook. So our users really like the platform. So there is like 85 minutes of average usage per user. So I'm talking about our tablets and the desktop and our desktop platform, but maybe some of you are going to ask what about the mobile, and this is one of the emerging computing area right now. So Wacom has also plans for creating accessories for mobile devices, and the good news is that we actually want to provide apps across devices. So what we're going to try to do this year is just connecting the whole experience from desktop to other mobile platforms like iOS and Android. And thanks to Adobe Air technology, this is also good for developers, because actually developing an application for our platform is pretty much reusable on mobile platforms. So a few words about the Bamboo apps. So they're actually free to download, and they're easy to use and make fun for the user. They could be a pen gaming application, applications for sketching, drawing, note-taking, social networking, and visual music. We actually expand all the time the applications and their scenarios. The Bamboo apps are actually very simple and easy to use, and they actually help users to get started with the technology. And the added value of the application for the user is that it leverages our intuitive hardware and make the users more productive into their workflows. They are also inspirational and involve users and connect them worldwide. So just to give you an impression about our applications, I'm just going to show you some of them. So what you see there is the first one. It's called Note Taker, and it's a digital book where you can make your notes while you're somewhere. So imagine you have a flash of idea and you sit somewhere in a train or somewhere. So you just grab the pen, and the pen is actually the best friend in this situation, and you can start taking your notes there. Then synchronize over the cloud, and after that go back home and start reusing your notes or just extend them. So this application is pretty much amazing because it allows you to digitize your thoughts in very different ways. So you have a countless number of pages where you can put your notes, you can erase them, delete them, and do whatever you want to do. There are different tools for doing the notes. If you look more carefully and observe the writing there, so it looks pretty much like writing on paper. And this is because we've put an optimized algorithm for writing, which looks really awesome. If you write, you have the feeling that you really like on physical paper. So this is where the digitizing is really work here. So there are a lot of possibilities to share the notes. As I mentioned, over different devices, and also share to friends and cloud and so on. The next app which I want to show is called Mood Tuner, and it's a musical application, and actually selects music according to your mood. So if you see the control there in the middle of the screen, the coloring. So what you actually do there is just you use a multi-touch or a pen just to form the control there. So by selecting the colors and your mood, for example, what is missing there in the middle is actually the string of the mood. So as soon as you have select your mood, like I'm happy today, and the application will immediately connect to the biggest internet radio service, and it's going to smartly select radio station from 27,000 radio stations outside. This is really cool, and if you actually enable the sharing functionality in the application, it's going to simultaneously post your mood and a link to the application to your Facebook wall, so that your friends actually can click there, know your status at the moment, know that you're happy, for example, or frustrated, and actually by clicking on the link on your wall, it's going to open the application which is online and see what you're hearing at the moment. So it's going to be the same radio station. Another one is Draw Tweet. So I guess everybody know Twitter, so no need to explain here. So Twitter is about 140 characters, sending messages of 140 characters. And well, actually we thought that sometimes image is more than 1,000 words, so we've decided to send images or drawing instead of characters over Twitter. So you see there is just a simple editor for drawing where users can draw or express their messages or thoughts, and just by clicking on send it, it's going to send directly over your Twitter account and tweet your drawing. So there is actually a big community outside. You see on the right side, the application shows the current tweet. So there's an amazing wall of thousands of drawing pictures there and a big community behind that. So those were only some of the applications, and we have more of them. So if you'd like, you can explore the platform. It's very easy to find too. So I've been talking about our tablets, the hardware, and the platform. And now I just want to say a few words about the apps and their development. So actually we have an open SDK and development tools, and everybody is invited to create applications and develop applications for our platform. It is about developing applications from creative designers and developers to creative users, because our community of users is really different than probably others. The difference between also other platforms in the approach how we work with developers, it's also a kind of different. So we actually pretty much guide the developers, work with them very narrow, and help them submit their applications. So we have a great support, development tools, and it's really easy to build applications. So what you need to have is just having background knowledge in Flash, Flex, or Air, because most of the applications on our platform are Flash-based. And of course, time to do this. So if you have a project, existing project or a game, you can also port it in our platform. It's pretty much easy using our SDK. It takes really like not more than 1 day probably in just an average project. As I mentioned, we have an easy process of review and testing, and we provide really good development support. So before I go with my next slide, I would like just to invite somebody on the stage. So his name is Podgórski, and he's owner of one of the famous Polish studios for indie games, and he just will talk about his experience of creating a Banco game for us. Please, Robert.
Cześć, tak jak Konstantin powiedział, nazywam się Podgórski. Jestem famous indie studio. Za dużo. Jesteśmy tak studiem z Poznania, które zajmuje się tworzeniem gier we Flashu, na iOS, na Androida, niedawno na Booka, czyli na BlackBerry i na Bamboo Dog. Po raz pierwszy zetknęliśmy się z Bamboo Dogiem na Flash Campie 2010, czyli rok temu. I generalnie spodobała mi się ta platforma jako takie miejsce, gdzie możemy przetestować w łatwy sposób gry, które miały tam interfejs oparty na rysowaniu czy na dotyku. Akurat w tym samym czasie powstał Wacom ogłosił